Hello, hello, and welcome to Inklings with Irena, the weekly energy show connecting you to your intuitive guidance system. And today, I want to talk about the one hand gesture that helps you feel so much better, and it's hopefully not the one that you're thinking of. So welcome. If we haven't met yet, my name is Irena Miller. I'm an intuitive energy guide, a spiritual life coach, and what I call an energy alchemist. My joy is putting together specific energy recipes that I draw upon my 25 plus years teaching yoga, as well as being a Reiki master in the world of energy, bringing in the chakras and the crystals and the tuning forks and the natal charts. For me, it is a true spiritual path and journey that I'm on, and it is my joy to bring these specific recipes to you. So let's dive in. Now, where in the world did this even come from? Number one, I really enjoy bringing a playfulness to this type of work, to this spiritual practice, for a number of reasons. The first being that when we get very serious about spiritual studies, it's easy to become boxed in, and we get that furrow, of course, in our brow, and everything becomes challenging and difficult. There's a lightheartedness that's lost. What we would call in yoga is this beginner's mindset of being open to possibility. And that laughter and that joviality, it really welcomes in a lot more potential and opportunity for discovery. It helps us not take ourselves so seriously, because this is a journey that we're all walking on and experiencing and learning. And there's continuously new information coming up, even in the world of energy. That's why I continue to study and take courses and classes and get more certifications and initiations, because there's always updated information coming through. One quick brief example is, for a long time, people used a lot of white light for protection. And what was discovered was that energetically, holding and channeling white light is a very high vibrational energy, and it can be intense on our bodies. So other colors are more conducive to working with and playing with. So as you jump on, let me know, do you ever use white light or another color that you like for protection or for feeling better and steady and grounded? I'd love to know. All right, so let's jump into this hand gesture. Now, again, where is this coming from? I'm part of an incredible Women in Business Summit that was run, and I was interviewed in it. And one of the questions came from that particular interview that somebody had watched. And I thought, this is great. I want to share this with all of you because I feel that you could benefit from it too. And this particular person who watched my interview asked the question, what's the one practice that I can do to help me feel calm when I don't have a whole lot of time? And this is important because we are moving very quickly in life. We have to make decisions fast. We have great responsibilities. Maybe it's just making sure we bring home, the bacon, so to speak, the vegan bacon to pay the bills. We've got a job. We've got to show up for that, show up for our families. We're what's called householders. We're not running away to the Himalayan caves or even, 6-month-long sabbaticals and retreats. That would be great. Hopefully we can at some point. But we're living day-to-day life, and we can't always devote hours to a practice, or heck, even sometimes a half an hour or even 10 minutes. Things are busy. So what can be done? Well, there's a couple things. And one of the practices that I really do love is a practice of pranayama, which is working with the breath. The yogis call that pranayama, and it is really seen as more of a dance rather than controlling the breath. And I love that because it does lower the blood pressure very quickly. It's very calming and grounding. There are techniques where you really ensure, like 3-part complete breath, that you get the breath into the bottom part of the lung, where the little cilia down there are activated, and they send a message out to the nervous system saying, okay, times are tough, but we're not in fear of losing our life. We're going to get through this. So it's not that fight or flight response that comes from just shallow breathing into the chest or breathing in and out of the mouth. And I go into that in great detail in other places. So I don't want to take a whole lot of time there. But breath in and of itself, we don't always have the time even for a breath practice. Breath practice actually takes a lot of preparation. We can do simple little breathing practices, but there's a lot that goes into it. So something even simpler that I wanted to offer to you was the hand gesture. Now, hand gestures are also known as mudras, these very sacred positions we place our hands in. And the reason that this is a way to evoke experience within your body is because you're taking a particular shape. Think of it like the Superman stance. They say to feel confident, you stand like Superman. Or if you're shut down, it's a good way to protect yourself from energy vampires, by the way. Oh, really? Okay. Never face tummy to tummy. Side note, bonus tip. But the body language conveys so much. So when we place our hands in these sacred hand gestures, like Anjali Mudra, you may know it from Namaste, like when we say that greeting to one another. These positions, what's happening is we're placing our body in a particular shape so that as the energy, as grace, as love pours through us, that universal consciousness, we're evoking a particular feeling, just like Superman, or just like, nice to know ya. This is one of gratitude, of honoring, of recognition, seeing that divinity within one another. And when you dive even deeper and you start to discover that each finger, and of course thumb, represents an element, then all of a sudden, it's like learning the notes. It reminds me of Doa Deer from Sound of Music. Once you know the notes to sing, you can sing most anything. I won't torture you with my singing, though. Not right now. That was my mom. She was a singer. But it's true. Once you know the notes to play, once you know these energy recipes, you can really, like the alchemist, start to bring them together. So the notes, so to speak, the hands, the finger and the other, I'll say thumb. I like to call them all fingers. Let me know. Do you consider the thumb a finger, or do you always distinguish it as a thumb? But they all represent that element. And I want to talk about the ring finger, which represents the element of earth, and the thumb, which represents the element of fire. Now, when the thumb tip is applied to any other fingertip, it increases that element. And you might say, okay, well, wait a second, elements, what are you talking about? Well, that's where you want to back up a little bit. And again, it's like learning the notes to play. Well, what do elements represent? Well, earth represents stability, safety, grounding. It's like the root chakra. You want to really feel present, focused, and calm. That's how we are when we're grounded. The fire is an increaser. So if we want to feel more calm, more grounded, more focused and present really quickly, then bringing the tip of the thumb and the tip of the ring finger together is phenomenal. You can just have your hand by your side, or, oh, really? No kidding. I never knew. Right? We get silly. Oh, tell me more. If you're on a sales call, or you're at a conference, or you're mixing, and I know we're in pandemic times, but I had clients use this at conferences where they were around people who they were intimidated by. They're like, these are the big players, and am I going to be found out as an imposter? How do I hold my own? How do I get calm quickly in the meeting or on the Zoom call? I can't be doing not that you do pranayama that way, by the way, FYI. But we can't be going right into a breath work, or hold on, let me just do Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, and I'll be with you in a moment, on the sales call to calm down. But what you can do very discreetly and quickly is just bring thumb and ring fingertip together. You can practice that. It's so soothing. Now, you may not notice something right away. That's okay. You might notice something right away. Give yourself some leeway. It's kind of like the practice of yoga. In the beginning, you might just say, squeeze your buns. Everybody's like, okay, I got my buns. But then if you say, lengthen your tailbone, we're like, tailbones don't move. Lengthen my what? But yes, you can do that subtle action over time. You're refining your awareness. You're building what you can do. So thank you. I'm so glad that you're all here. Hello, Valerie. Thanks for jumping in. And Asma, oh, thank you. Yeah, the amethyst I'm wearing today. I was very called to wear the amethyst. Thank you, Asma. So great to have all of you. I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. And if you want to take these practices deeper, if you want to learn more about oh my gosh, how do the elements help you? Tell me some more hand gestures. Then click the link. Let's continue the conversation. And I look forward to catching you all on the flip side. Mwah! Bye, guys.